Back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. I'd love to start by thanking all my subscribers, my viewers, for your kindness, your support, your mindfulness, and the respect that we all give each other in this channel. And I'd like to address something actually. I came across a certain channel and his whole panel talking about me. They didn't have much good to say. Most of my subscribers who know me have been here for a couple of years. And you all know that I don't do drama, neither does our channel. We have adults with excellent opinions that show respect to each other all the time. As a mental health counselor, I take community guidelines on YouTube seriously. I don't show hate to other channels. In fact, I promote other channels. And they promote me too. One of the reasons that I became a mental health counselor was not only to help people who are suffering of mental health. It was partly to help people who have been bullied, whether it's through social media or whether it's through our normal daily relationships, like DVs even. Because as a mental health counselor, I know the effect, the consequences, the aftermath of people's behaviors. So I'm just going to address this once by saying, let's start by being adults and following the YouTube community guidelines. I'm not even going to mention the channel's name, because that will be giving them more attention, and negative attention is the worst kind of attention. You can give someone. So if somebody is trying to get attention in a negative way, I'm not going to give them that power. Because I'm strictly here to help missing cases like Summer Wells, tragedies like Nicola Bully, Jay Slater, Orrin and Orson West, the California City boys. Most of my subscribers have been here with me from the very beginning of all the cases we talk about. Kylie Rodney, may she rest in peace. Gabby Petito, may she rest in peace. But I've put all my focus on Idaho, Moscow. Right from the second we got the breaking news. Because this is not one victim. This is 4. 4 young lives were stolen from them on the 13th of November 2022. We all are entitled to our opinions, our speculations, and there's thousands of channels out there. So the panel who was busy talking about me last night, I don't do negativity. I avoid it. And I'm strictly here for Kaylee, may she rest in peace. Maddie, may she rest in peace. Ethan, may he rest in peace. And Zana, may she rest in peace. I'm not here to entertain drama. My subscribers know that well. We are really invested in finding out what happened to these students. And I'd love to give a shout out once again to Outcast. He has a YouTube channel. I forgot to put his link in my page. On my last clip, I'll do it. And I'll put in the link for Bianca. Bianca is one of our first subscribers in this channel. She's a really decent, kind, intelligent, caring human being. So please subscribe to Bianca and Outcast. They have lovely mods, lovely channel, very welcoming. And just like here, they don't do drama. Today I'd like to discuss about something very important. The entrance point, the access of the house. Where did the suspect or suspects enter from? And where did they leave from? Chief Fry wasn't even aware that the front door was left wide open. When somebody asked him in the press conference, he said that was news for him. That was the first time he heard it. Tracy Waldo, on the right-hand side, is one of my favorite former CIA and former FBI agent. They discuss the crime scene on this interview. I'll play it first. Then I can talk about my opinion.
Former CIA officer and FBI special agent to speak about this complex investigation. Tracy, thank you for being here.
It's good to see you again, Natasha.
Thank you. And Tracy, what do you make of investigators being back on the scene now, collecting more evidence? And also, how much of a red flag in your mind is it that the lock was replaced the week before? Where is your mind when this information?
Yeah, I was really surprised actually to hear that, somewhat late on a weekend evening, that it looks like local law enforcement, just by seeing their badges, is who went inside. It looks to me like it's some kind of evidence recovery that they were doing. If they were turning lights on and off, I haven't seen the footage, but if that's what they were doing, they were most likely looking for bodily fluids of some sort. And if they were taking it out in paper bags, that's usually what we use when dealing with biodegradable kinds of fluids. That's how we transport evidence of that nature. I'm surprised that 3 weeks into the investigation, they're still collecting biological evidence. Typically, that's something that's collected rather early on. So that's surprising to me, although it could be the result of another lead, which is a really good thing. In terms of the locks being replaced that Xana's mother was speaking about, that's interesting to me. I'd want to know why. Was it replaced simply because, mundane thing that it was just broken? Or was it replaced because she didn't feel safe? So I think that's really a critical thing to look at.
And from inside of the home, at some of the images from the scene from inside of the home, what can you share with us? What is striking to you?
So what's interesting to me, and again, I'm sort of a cyber sleuth here. I'm no longer an FBI agent. I'm no longer in law enforcement. But just in looking at some of the pictures that I've seen that I think folks have probably taken with a long lens into this house, there seems to be evidence taped up on the inside of the kitchen window. So what that indicates to me is that perhaps there is blood spatter. There is some kind of biological evidence there, that they did use evidence tape to mark. And so that is an indicator to me that perhaps not all of these victims were killed in their bedroom. We know that Maddie and Kaylee were killed in their beds together, unfortunately, but we don't know for sure about Xana and Ethan. So that indicates to me that perhaps there was some violence that occurred outside of a bedroom.
This is the picture I wanted to share with you. I've spoken about this picture a couple of times, especially in the beginning of this case, but I've never paid close attention to the window itself. If you look at the glass window, it seems like there's fingerprints, a handprint on the glass window itself. Because we just heard Tracy Waldo, who's experienced FBI agent and a CIA agent, saying that a fight or the unalivings could have started from the kitchen. She didn't exactly say the kitchen, but she said it shows that not everyone was unalived in their room or beds.
Looking at some of the images from the scene from inside of the home, what can you share with us? What is striking to you?
So what's interesting to me, and again, I'm sort of a cyber sleuth here. I'm no longer an FBI agent. I'm no longer in law enforcement. But just in looking at some of the pictures that I've seen that I think folks have probably taken with a long lens into this house, there seems to be evidence taped up on the inside of the kitchen window. So what that indicates to me is that perhaps there is blood spatter. There is some kind of biological evidence there, that they did use evidence tape to mark. And so that is an indicator to me that perhaps not all of these victims were killed in their bedroom. We know that Maddie and Kaylee were killed in their beds together, unfortunately, but we don't know for sure about Xana and Ethan. So that indicates to me that perhaps there was some violence that occurred outside of a bedroom.
And at the start of the investigation, shocked at the blood on the exterior wall of the house. Can you explain how that happened? What does it tell us?
So that's a hard thing to really talk about. I'll be honest, I have never seen something like that before. I have seen violent crime scenes. I have never seen blood coming out of the side of the house. I'm not certain if it's been confirmed that it's blood or not. It certainly looks like that to me. That's probably the result of sort of bad lining in the house, or faulty sort of caulking of the house, and really an overabundance of blood, quite frankly. If you look at the images, I guess, of the house and where the blood is, that's the room that would have unfortunately been Xana's room. But it's hard.
What do you think? Could that be fingerprints? Did the suspect or suspects touch the wall, touch the window? Wonder if they were wearing gloves? Or did they try to come in from the window? The forensics team has put on a yellow tape on the window itself. And we heard Tracy Waldo saying that if the tapes look like they were from inside the house, and that makes her believe that the fight could have been, or it could have started from other places inside the house. Not everyone was unalived in their rooms, in my opinion. And we were told that Ethan was found on Xana's doorway. If Ethan was found in Xana's doorway, then Hunter Emily, DM, BF, they all would have seen him. I wonder if Ethan was moved. But I really believe that there's something with this window. You can see fingerprints. And if you remember, Ann Taylor spoke about blood on the railing. So it would have been from the first floor up to the second floor. And that makes me believe that the entry point could have been the sliding door or the windows, and the access point could have been the front door. Because if red liquid was found on the railing, it would make sense that somebody, a suspect or suspects, ran and touched the railing by mistake while they're bleeding, trigger warning, and they must have left from the front door and they forgot to shut it after them. This is just all my opinions and my speculations. I would love to hear your thoughts. If this window was unlocked, they could have easily accessed from here. Please let me know what you all think. Could this have been the entry point? Did they find any body fluids or red liquid? How many fingerprints did they find in this house? They found 3 unidentified male DNAs. And they found 3 mixed male DNAs under Maddie's nails, according to Ann Taylor. But the 3 unidentified male DNAs was in the beginning: the glove, the diamond print shoe, the Vans shoe. The fingerprints on the Good Vibes picture. So there was fingerprints, but I don't know why